Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to talk about a topic that's very special and important to me, and that is music. I'm a musician, I like to sing, I play the guitar, I'm learning other instruments as well. And music has always been a part of my life since childhood. Um, and, uh, and so in this video, I wanted to talk about the influence and the effects of music in our lives. How music can influence our minds, our thoughts, our mood, and our behavior, both positively or negatively. So I'm going to show you here from a scientific point of view the effects of music. So researches, papers, so things have been studied. So we know these things are real and they happen. And then I'm also going to give you at the end of the video a Christian perspective. So why we as Christians we should pay even extra attention to what we're listening to the songs and to the music that we listen to. And yeah, so I hope this video is going to be helpful for you guys. And let's start. So first of all, I'm also a physical therapist, and I've studied that music has actually effects on our brains and on pain and on actual athletic performance. And this is just one of the articles I found on the internet from this doctor here that has published a lot of different papers. And it's one of the most known doctors regarding the effects of music on performance. And you can see here what he says. He says music can alter emotional and physiological arousal, much like a pharmacological, a stimulant or sedative. It has the capacity to stimulate people even before they go to the gym. Music lowers your perception of effort. Then it says it can trick your mind into feeling less tired during a workout and also encourage positive thoughts. It can reduce our perception of effort by as much as 10%. Listening to music distracts us from discomfort, interfering with the brain's signals of pain, strain, or fatigue. Our favorite tunes can increase endurance and stamina and help us get into the realm of alpha brainwave activity. And so music is like kind of a performance enhancer because of all these effects that it has, especially when we're listening to music that we like, that we enjoy, right? Our favorite tunes. And that's why in many competition, especially like marathon or cycling, things about endurance, that you have to keep the same rhythm, a repetitive motion, right, for a very long time. This is why music and using the headphones and portable audio players has been banned. If you're competing to get the prize and to win the awards, and you use headphones or music, you are automatically disqualified because of these effects that we have seen right here. Right, music can help you feel less tired or feel that you can still keep on going, keep a higher level. Right, you feel less fatigued, and so of course that helps you to run faster or to do whatever activity you're doing better. And also music can help you with the tempo, with the rhythm, keeping a certain pace, and that's why listening to music and using headphones or using whatever other things are now mostly banned on any kind of competition, especially professional competition, if you're aiming for to win or to get the awards. And then also here, there's another article that speaks about the music preference. When we're listening to songs that we enjoy, the effects of music and the influence of it, it's even greater than if we're listening to songs that we might not enjoy that much. And this is also another reason why in the gym there's always music in the background, right? There is always some type of music or sound going on, because again, it makes people feel less tired. They're gonna spend more time in the gym. They're gonna be more willing to come more often to the gym, and of course, that's what they want. So yeah, that's just to show you how these things have been known at least for like 2 decades now, and so that's why they're implemented so much in any kind of activity. Then here I found this this list that has these different positive effects of music on our overall lives. You can see here improve learning, memory, and cognition. Music is also used as music therapy for different patients as treatment, really, for different conditions. It boosts creativity, protects your brain health, reduces stress, regulates your mood, maintains heart health, relieve anxiety and depression, boosts your immune system, increases motivation and performance. That's that's what I showed you before. Improve sleep quality and regulate your nervous system. So a lot of different effects, right? These are the positive effects of music, especially when we're listening to music that we enjoy, that we like, our favorite songs. Unfortunately, there is also a negative effect that music has on us that is not really a thought or taught as much. And exactly as music has positive effects, it also has negative effects. Now, it's not music itself, so the notes that are positive or negative. It's the arrangement of them, and especially the message that the composer or the author of the music and the song is trying to convey. So I'm going to make you here an example. If I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling lonely, I'm feeling depressed, and I'm writing a song, the song, both the lyrics and also the music itself, is gonna have this sadness and this depression emotions on it, because it's gonna be there. I'm composing that music feeling in that way. So those are the emotions that the music is carrying, plus of course the lyrics. So whoever listens to that song is gonna be influenced by those negative emotions, right? By sadness, by depression, or it can be also anger, rage, hate, rebellion, disobeying, going against the system, right? And these effects are real and they are influencing us even at a subconscious level. So we might not even realize that we are being influenced by that. And so I'm going to just show you here some of the negative effects that music can have. For example, here, music can make us see the world more negatively. Listening to positive music helps us also judge people in a more positive way, instead listening to negative music with this negative connotation, as I said before, can help us see people in a worse way. Then hear more aggressive thoughts due to violence on lyrics. Again, the importance of the lyrics. What is the song talking about? And there are different studies here. So these are not things that are made up. These are studies that have been made on actual people to see the effects. Music can increase our aggressive behavior, and there are especially certain types of music and genres of music, for example rap or rock or metal, that tend to have more of these aggressive thoughts behind, right, the songs. But any genre could have these effects, these both aggressive or these depressing effects. Also sexual aggressive song lyrics. And then the third factor here is music can take us into a never-ending spiral of sadness. As I said before, if I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling lonely, I'm feeling depressed, and I compose a song or I create a song, then that song is going to carry on those negative emotions into whoever is going to listen to them. And unfortunately, what these studies show is that people that already feel depressed or they feel sad are attracted to sad music, but report feeling more depressed after listening to it. So it's like a cycle, right? You feel depressed, you tend to like more sad and depressed songs, and so you feel even more sad and depressed afterwards. And so it's like a cycle, right? And unfortunately, it's kind of a bad cycle, a negative feedback loop. And still, there are some that say that even if they make them feel a little bit more sad and depressed, that music is actually helping them to maybe fight more the sadness, or to kind of rationalize the sadness, right, and the motives behind. But still, the fact is that music has this influence on us. And so it's this article ends with this kind of warning. It says, be aware of what you surround yourself with. So be careful what you listen to. If you're listening to aggressive songs that have this violent message or this hate, rebellion message, you're gonna end up being influenced by that, even if you don't realize it. And then there are the lyrics that can add to that. And at the same way, if a song is conveying sadness, depression, it can also influence you in that negative way. Yeah, we have to pay attention to what we listen to, because it can influence us both positively and also negatively. And now, last thing here I want to show you is what the Bible has to say about all this, right? And we as Christians, right, what kind of music we should be listening to, and is it is all secular music, so it's all the music that is not Christian, is it all to throw away in the garbage? My answer, of course, is not, because there are a lot of different songs that have this kind of neutral message, maybe speaking about some event, or maybe declaring, for example, the love, the romantic kind of songs, right? Or songs, for example, like classical music, that even if there is sad music that conveys like the sad and depressed emotions, but most of the classical music is more about I don't know, just conveying these emotions that can be anything, and we are emotional creatures, so it's good that we listen to different types of songs, and that we are that it stirs up different emotions in us, right? Because that's normal, that's human. But we have to pay attention to that, especially with the songs that have this kind of message of self-affirmation, songs that are putting you, yourself, your life in the highest place, right? You are the master of your life. You can do it. You don't need anyone else, right? You have all the strength to accomplish your dreams, your plans. You can succeed in whatever you do. All this kind of self-affirmation messages, despite the fact that they might be considered as positive. And for us Christians, we have to pay attention to that, because we are trying to live a life that is not me-centered, but that is Christ-centered. It's not on myself. It's not what I want to do. It's not about my desires. It's not about what my heart wants, but it's about what God wants, how I can do what God is telling me to do. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way in which I can feel fully succeed and fully affirmed in obeying and in following Christ. That's the only way in which we as humans, we can feel fulfilled. Any other thing, even if we are trying to self-affirm us, at the end of the day, is going to leave us with an emptiness inside. So the Bible is very clear, and I'm going to just read you different passages that try to convey this message that we can listen to whatever music and songs we might want to. Just remember that there is a positive and a negative effect, so be aware of it, and do it wisely. So be wise in the music and the songs you choose to listen to, and especially be aware that the music that you're listening to, if it's affirming man and yourself more than it's affirming God, or it's putting something in the place of God, that becomes like an idol. And even you yourself can become an idol, because you give more value, you give more importance to you rather than God. So that's an idol, right? So we just have to be wise and to pay attention to these things, and to really try to live our life enjoying what God has given us, the music, all the different songs, all the different things that we enjoy in this life, but always paying attention and remembering to put God first, and doing things for His glory, and doing things that can help us to get closer to Him, and not doing things that are going to end up pulling us away from Him. And for example, just reading here some verses, Romans 12:2 says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect." 1 Corinthians 10:31 says, "So whether you eat or drink, or whatever you do all for the glory of God." So always doing it for that purpose, right? It's not to satisfy my needs, or to follow my heart, or to satisfy and to follow my dreams, but it's always to the glory of God, because that's the only thing that's going to truly fulfill us. Philippians 4:8, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, honorable, just, pure, lovely, commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things." So meditate about them. So this is just a verse that really encourages us to spend time in and do things that can make us grow as Christians, that can edify our lives, that can get us closer to Christ. And 1 Corinthians 6:12 says, all things are lawful to me, but not all things are helpful. All things are lawful to me, but I will not be dominated by anything. And again, this is the same concept as before, right? We can decide and we can listen to whatever music and songs we want. But are those songs helping us, right? In growing us, in getting closer to God, in affirming His will rather than our will, in declaring, His power and His mighty and His hand, His will, and the fact that He's sovereign, right? Are these things helping us in that? And again, not being dominated by anything, so not putting anything in the place of God. And there's also here Mark 4:24. This is Jesus talking, and Jesus said to them, pay attention to what you hear. With the measure you use, it will be measured to you, and still more will be added to you. So in this case, Jesus is talking about what you hear regarding the gospel, what you hear regarding the kingdom of God. Because we know there are many false prophets, false teachers that are going to present to us a Jesus, a Christianity, a gospel that it's not the real gospel, that it's a perverted gospel, that it's just taking things and like following their own desires, right? They use the Bible to make it say whatever they want it to say, and not really instead adapting our own worldviews to the Bible and to the Word of God. So we have to pay attention to what we hear. And this can be the same as music, right? Because as we said before, music can influence us. And so if we're listening to these self-affirmation messages or messages about hate, messages about disobeying, rebellion, and sadness, depression, these things also can pull us away from God. So we have to pay attention to that. And the last verse I wanted to read is Proverbs 4:23 that says, keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the springs of life. And we know that our heart by itself is sinful, is wicked, but God promises that He's gonna, like when we know Him, right, He's gonna take away that heart, that sinful heart. He's gonna put in us a new heart and a new spirit. And so that's why we have to keep our heart, right? We have to keep it. We have to pay attention to what we listen to what we watch, to whatever we do, right? As I said before, whatever we do, we have to pay attention. Is this really helping me and get closer to God? Is this really me helping and edifying me to build my Christian life or not? And so we have to be wise in this matter. And that's it. There are other verses here, but these are just the verses that I wanted to read. And that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. God bless you. See you. Bye-bye.